allies. And yeah, I haven't played Machinist, especially at a high level, all that much. And I've also redone my keybind, so I'm going to be playing a little bit messy. But I like how I've rebinded Machinist. The keybinds make a lot more sense than how I had it before. So I think I was not a huge fan of Machinist, and I think now I'm going to enjoy the class a little bit more now that I kind of have it a little bit set up more intuitively. But unfortunately, doing a dungeon in duty support is pretty slow. You can't pull the way that you do if you were with regular people. These NPCs only fight mobs one at a time, which is unfortunate, but it's the way that it is. I also am hearing that I guess the maintenance crew has decided to work on blowing leaves right now, and I have my window and door open. I'm gonna go back and watch and see if it's too loud, because that is unfortunate that I just started recording and now they're blowing leaves, because I can imagine that not being very conducive to an ASMR video, but what are you gonna do? But yeah, it was a nice day, and I'm not doing much right now, so I figured I'd record a video, and yeah, I've been playing a lot of 14 lately, and I've really been enjoying it, so hopefully you guys enjoy that too. But yeah, the game's just very fun. Classic MMO. You can play it non-stop basically, and yeah, I'm having a very good time playing the game right now. So my main classes, if you watched any of my Final Fantasy XIV content, you know that my main classes are like Dragoon, Reaper, Gunbreaker, Warrior, and Astrologian, and Sage. And actually something I found out recently is Astrologian, I always thought it would be pronounced astrologian, but I guess the old term is astrologian, which is a term that was like, that astrologians existed, like back in the days of like ancient Greece. And the term astrologer, which is how we pronounce people who like study astrology, yeah, that's astrologer, but the old term astrologian is correct. So it is astrologian as opposed to astrologer, or how would I can't even remember how I'd say it anymore. Astrologian. Yeah, instead of astrologian, it's astrologian, which I always thought was kind of weird, but it is the way it is. So yeah, Astrologian and Sage. So my healers are Astrologian and Sage. I love those classes so much. I think Astrologian is probably one of the best healers in the game. It just feels like that to me, having all my healers at I don't have them at the highest level, but I have them all at 90 or above. So, with those the way that they are, yeah, I just, I think Astrologian is just class in the game. I think Sage is the best proactive, and what I mean by that is Astrologian is very reactive in that, you know, when damage is dealt, Astrologian recovers that health. Is, you know, they do like actual healing of damage dealt to their teammates, whereas Sage is proactive, meaning they're more focused on mitigating damage before it occurs. So if you see like a big raid-wide damage attack coming, you know, you can prepare for it by, you know, buffing your party in some way, giving them shields or something to prevent that damage from occurring. So yeah. So they mitigate the damage before it happens, whereas Astrologian heals the damage after it's happened. And yeah, so that's how I kind of think about them. Think about them as reactive healers versus proactive healers. I would say like proactive healers, you really want to know. Like reactive healers, I think have an easier time going into new content blind, meaning, meaning like they can go into a dungeon or a raid or a trial and not really know, you know, what's going on, because again, they're, you know, as long as they can avoid mechanics, or as long as they can, you know, participate or work the mechanics of the dungeon trial, whatever it is, as long as they can do that and heal, you know, DPS is important, but, you know, their job is keeping people alive primarily, so, you know, if your focus is just getting, you know, duty completion, as long as you're healing your party and you know, maintaining your ability to avoid or complete mechanics, you're gonna do fine. Whereas proactive healers, I think, have a lot harder time completing duties blind, because knowing, you know, when raid-wide things are gonna happen in mechanics, like, it's a lot harder to be proactive about things and anticipate rather than reactive on your first time through something, if that makes sense. So that's where I think like reactive healers get somewhat of an edge when it comes to, you know, playability and ease, like easiness of the class, like accessibility, I would say, is how I would put it. They're much more accessible to newer players, so I think that gives Astro kind of a little bit of a leg up. You know, when you're playing a class, if the class feels easier, you know, it's easier to say that it's a good class than one that's, you know, a little bit more difficult and nerve-wracking. So I will say that, like, I think Sage is my favorite as far as, like, it's more fun to, I think it's more fun to play proactive healers because it takes, like, that extra level of, you know, knowledge. Like, you know, you feel big brain, you feel a little bit smarter when you play proactive healers because, you know, you have the experience and knowledge of what you're doing, and, you know, keeping people alive is a little bit more challenging, but, like, if you know what you're doing, it just feels a bit more rewarding. So yeah. But that being said, like, Astro might be my favorite healer, or Sage, I don't know, it really depends. I haven't played Sage in a long time, too, because I got Sage leveled up very early, and Astro was the last class I leveled up. I will say I thought White Mage was, like, my favorite, but it was the first healer I played, and I honestly hate White Mage now. I think it's a really boring class, and also, like, I think White Mage has just way too many abilities and stuff. Like, if I switch to my White Mage, all of my hotbars are filled to the brim with just random skills and abilities. Some of them, a lot of them, I don't know, I haven't played White Mage in a while too, so I don't know for sure, but, like, a lot of the skills and abilities just don't feel like they feel redundant. There's, like, it feels like there's some redundancy. It feels like some of the skills and abilities, like, you just have, like, a straight up better version, but I don't know, it's just like almost every hotbar slot is filled. Most of the other classes and skills and stuff, I feel like they have a little bit more focus. You know, there's less, you know, busyness in the hotbars and stuff. There's less skills and abilities to maintain and keep track of. Things feel a bit more focused. and I've said this before, I think Reaper has by far the most fine-tuned like skills and abilities. The way you can set things up, it can be very intuitive. Whereas again, like White Mage, just, you know, I feel like White Mage is a little bit harder to keybind and set up because, you know, everything just feels kind of redundant. You know, it's a White Mage, all they do is heal, but like, you know, Astro is the same way. Astro is a reactive healer like White Mage is. But Astro has the gimmick of like the, you know, the drawing cards and the deck and the this and that. So it kind of has its own gimmick, has its own thing, so it doesn't feel like all it's doing is reactively healing. It has other things it does. It's a very good reactive healer, but it can do all these other things that kind of give it a little bit more nuance. If I could put it in, for those of, I know a lot of you who watch my channel are, you know, Magic the Gathering fans. I made a lot of Magic the Gathering content. I would say like White Mage is like a burn deck, where, you know, burn has a lot of redundancy in its card pool and its deck building, because the deck tries to do one thing, and it feels like it's the same with like White Mage, where you know, all of the abilities kind of just feel like they do one thing and one thing only. But I don't know. Anyway, yeah, that's my spiel. Wow, we're actually making pretty good time. I didn't realize I was so far through this dungeon already. Oh shit, I'm not paying attention. They just took a lot of damage, and that's all my fault. Wow, we do not have a lot on the limit break gauge either. Yeah, I was really kind of disappointed with Machinist for a while, but I've come to really enjoy the Machinist class again. It's not as bad as I had initially kind of ruled it out to be. I think it's actually, you know, pretty fun. I think a lot of the classes are pretty rough at low level, just because, like, especially once you've played them at a high level, because you can see what they're capable of, and then when you play them at a low level, like, you know, just having all your toys, all your abilities taken away from you is pretty rough. So, yeah. So I just leveled up, so I could just like leave this dungeon, but I'm not going to. We'll just finish it out because I'm pretty sure we get a lot of experience for doing the final boss. I think we should get like oh no, it won't be 4 million. But it should be a good amount, and hopefully like about a quarter or more of our XP bar. One thing I don't like about Machinist is there really isn't what's called an AoE rotation, which means area of effect, which means it's hard to spread damage across multiple enemies, which is pretty important when it comes to trash mobs, like these mobs that we fight. You know, it'd be nice to be able to, there's like one ability that this class has, but I guess, you know, some classes, they have to have their weaknesses. I think Machinist overall could use a little you just think for something that only has single target damage, it might, you know, it might come in a little bit higher. But it is what it is. Another thing is the robot is kind of lame. Like, I feel like it just comes out for like a little bit of time and then it just like doesn't do a lot. But another reason I want Machinist at kind of a higher level is because Machinist is a very good class for the Palace of the Dead, and I really, really want to make a Palace of the Dead run and try to get the Necromancer title, which is kind of a coveted title. It's definitely, I wouldn't say like a status thing, but if you see the Necromancer title, that's definitely an impressive feat. So having that would be a nice thing, you know, it would be nice to have, you know, to kind of show off a little bit. Basically what you need to do is, the Palace of the Dead is like a roguelike within Final Fantasy IV, within the game. And basically what you do is, you play it like a roguelike. You start, whatever class you started with, you start at level 1, so you almost do like a reset. And then you go through the dungeon, and in order to get the Necromancer title, you get as far as you can. You know, there's levels of the dungeon starting at level 1. You go all the way up to, I think, if you get to past 200, so if you get to level 201 with a class, you get the Necromancer title. So yeah, you can like save, so you don't have to do it all in one go. Obviously, that would be a nightmare. But yeah. But yeah, if you get to level 201, you get the Necromancer title. And yeah, you can save along the way, so it's not as grueling as it sounds. But you do have to, you can't, you know, if you ever die, that's it, you're done. So, you know, whatever save you're on, that's it. You save, and then you go, and then if you make it good, if not, that's it. Alright, so we're at the final boss. Alright, let's do it to it. But yeah, once we get Machinist to 70, I can do the level 70 Machinist quest, which hopefully will get me, I think that gets me the Robot Queen, like the final, should be the final part of my kit. get there. Thank goodness. And it wasn't wasted. I would say, like, if you use it too late, obviously you're wasting DPS. And he had some health left afterwards, so that felt good. Flamethrower. When do I get the robot queen? Oh, you know what? Yeah. It's probably later, because you still even get skills and abilities after this. So Flamethrower is the last thing from class quests. Queen Overdrive. Automaton Queen's level 80. Okay. So I have 10 more levels before I even get there. Oh, and you know what I can do? Oh, cool. I didn't know I had all this glammed. Oh, it's probably from my dancer. Dancer glam. What I can do is buy level 70. Where would I buy? Level 70 would be like Stormblood. Go to like Ralger's Reach and just buy a gun. Or would it be Ralger's Reach? Would that be the easiest place? Does Ralger's Reach even have a place I can buy? That I can buy a gun, or any of these traders, like, I know these are all like tombstone exchanges. Materia, repairs, shop. Well, we'll see. Just get a level 70 gun, you know. Just do a little perusing. Nope, not gear. Purchase weapons. Oh, these are all level 60. Okay, so what, Kugane? And then go to the Ethernet, Kugani Dory markets. And then we go to the arms dealer. Is this the level 7? Oh, it is the level 70 guy. Okay. So, Machinist, Deep Gold Revolver. Cool. I don't like my look for Machinist like this. Let's go. I mean, I don't hate it, but this is more of like, this is good for a dancer. This doesn't scream Machinist to me. I mean, what I could do is, where is it? I definitely want those. Machinist. No, that's dancer Machinist. Actually, the gambler jacket could be pretty cool. There's stuff I gotta get rid of here. It's actually pretty cool. I definitely want the goggles. it's just, that's it. That's weird. What the hell? It looks like there's so much there. And then it ends up just being a, well, nothing. I actually kind of do like that. I like that too. I like these better. It's just like too normal. Ooh, that's actually kind of cool. If I could dye these, or maybe if I could dye this like purple. Like some sort of dark purple. That would be cool to match this. And then these, I mean, I actually kind of like that. Or maybe I dye these. I don't know, it's like not very machinist though. Ooh, I actually love that. Maybe we dye these like some sort of green. Okay, so dye one. Okay. Dye two. Something like that. Hunter green. Or maybe we can dye them like an orange to match the goggles. I don't hate it. Something to think about. I mean, I could just leave it for now. Oh, actually, maybe, yeah, maybe, ooh. Maybe a little less busy on the legs. That's actually not bad. That's actually kind of cool. I don't know if I want just like shoes. Like maybe just shoes is fine. I'd love to have the Your Hot aiming shoes. So maybe for now, decisions to make there. I'll just leave it as my dancer mog. But yeah, we got that level 70 gun, right? I did that. Thank God. Yeah, and then all this should be level 70. Okay. This is all still 60. I don't have better, I would have thought I had better, accessories. I guess I don't. Okay. Back to Foundation. Back to Ishgard. Okay. So where are we going? We are going to the Sky Steel Manufacturer. I never hit Peloton once in that dungeon. What a shame. Alright. Stefanivian. What a name. Okay. Speak with Hilda. Yeah, I have no idea what I want to do with my machinist. Maybe I do just do like the machine, because the machinist gear looks like a machinist. So I don't know. I could have actually fast traveled. I think to the broom would have been faster, or maybe it's equidistant. Really, nah, the broom would have been a little faster, but whatever. I'm just gonna skip through this because I've been spending a lot of time watching cutscenes in the MSQ, and I don't care. I don't care anymore. Some of these side quests are worth watching. Most of them have been kind of meh. Shit, I shouldn't have done that. Whatever. I should have done that right now. Hopefully there isn't like a mechanic for this. There's a lot of there are a lot of like these duties that have some sort of like mechanic in them. You know, like you have to keep somebody alive or something, you know. got stuff going on at work, so I am going to call it a video. Thank you everybody for watching along. Where is my flamethrower? Or is flamethrower part of? Oh, flamethrower's right here. We'll do flamethrower there. So yeah, thanks everybody for watching along, and hope that you have been enjoying the Final Fantasy XIV content. I've been playing it a ton, so you